Silence your noise in 2026. 10 Stoic habits to guard your focus and transform your life. The world will break many people in 2026. Not because they are weak, but because they talk too much, explain too much, and waste their energy watching other people's lives, while their own stays unfinished. If you walk into the new year with the same noise, the same distractions, and the same need to be seen, you will end up like most people, tired, unfocused, and secretly resentful. If you stay with me until the end, you'll discover the 10 powerful habits the top 1% use to protect their minds, guard their silence, and move forward while everyone else is just watching. This message isn't for everyone. It's for the few ready to stop performing and start rebuilding themselves in silence. The ancient Stoics thrived in chaos. Marcus Aurelius carried an empire. Epictetus endured slavery. Yet they all returned to the same truth. You can't control the world, but you can control your mind, your attitude, and your actions. Stoicism isn't pretending not to feel. It's refusing to be ruled by what you feel. In a world obsessed with reacting and appearing, real power belongs to those who lower the noise and strengthen their inner discipline. That is what 2026 can become for you, if you choose to live differently. Habit 1. Stay silent. Not everyone deserves access to your process. Talking too much has already cost you respect, peace, and focus. Remember sharing a plan only to receive awkward silence or a fake smile? In that moment, you shrank. And you were right. Not everyone wants you to grow. Some just want to measure you, compare themselves, or talk when you're not there. Marcus Aurelius didn't write to show his wisdom. He wrote to avoid losing himself. Your mind isn't a public square. It's restricted territory. In 2026, talk less about what you're doing. Work in silence. Let your results make the noise your mouth no longer needs to. Habit 2. Focus on yourself. No one will live your life for you. Here's a hard truth. No one thinks about you as much as you imagine. Everyone is fighting their own battles. Yet you wake up, open your phone, and within minutes feel behind. Because you compared your backstage to someone else's highlight reel. Stoicism is clear. Stop trying to control others. Use that energy to decide who you are becoming. Marcus Aurelius didn't ask, "What are they doing?" He asked, "What must I do today to act with principle?" Machiavelli knew, those distracted by others lose advantage. In 2026, the person busy with their own growth moves forward. The one busy watching others just watches. Habit 3. Learn to endure solitude. That's where your strength is forged. There comes a time when the noise fades. Fewer messages, fewer invitations. The silent phone feels like a verdict. But often, you're not alone because you failed. You're alone because you stepped out of the role others assigned you. We're taught to fill every empty space with people and distractions, to avoid facing our own thoughts. A Stoic does the opposite. Solitude is their laboratory. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but his decisive battles happened inside his mind, through writing, reflection, and self-adjustment. Machiavelli understood, power grows in strategic isolation. If you can stand being alone in 2026, without running back to empty company, you'll emerge more solid, more selective, and impossible to manipulate. Habit 4. Control your emotions. The one who reacts loses. It's often not the world that knocks you down. It's your reaction. That argument that stole your sleep. That angry voice message. That post you still regret. None of that was clarity. It was impulse. Stoicism insists, it's not the event that destroys you, but how you respond. Life will poke your insecurities. People will test your limits. The system will press every button. Machiavelli observed, Make your opponent lose control, and you already dominate them. In 2026, don't hand over that control. Don't answer in anger. Don't decide under emotional attack. Breathe, step back, observe, then act. Emotional silence isn't weakness. It's advanced strategy. If this is resonating with you, it means you're not here for entertainment. You're here for growth. Take this moment, subscribe to Stoic Spring, turn on notifications, and make this kind of reflection a daily habit. This isn't about collecting quotes. It's about training your mind to protect your peace and grow in maturity. Habit 5. Practice discipline when no one is watching. That's where your future is decided. What you do in private builds or destroys the person you'll become. Most people fail not from lack of opportunity, but lack of consistency. They start strong, tell everyone their goals, but when motivation fades and no one's watching, they quit quietly. A Stoic isn't guided by mood, but by what's right. Marcus Aurelius didn't say do what feels good. He said do what needs to be done. Machiavelli saw that most change only under pressure, very few change from awareness. That's why discipline is your ultimate advantage. In 2026, build small daily habits. Study a little. Move your body. Organize. Keep promises to yourself. The one intense for a week lies to himself. The one consistent for months transforms. Habit 6. Stop explaining yourself. Respect isn't begged for, it's established. You've spent more energy justifying yourself than actually fixing what needed fixing. Every time you set a boundary or walked away, then felt the urge to say, "Let me explain," you gave up ground. A Stoic knows his life isn't a committee. Marcus Aurelius didn't run around convincing people. He acted on his values and moved on. Machiavelli knew constant justification puts you in an inferior position. When you explain too much, you invite judgment, interference, and crossed lines. In 2026, choose differently. Decide. Communicate what's necessary. Stand firm. Not everyone deserves context. Not everyone deserves an answer. Often, no and silence are enough. Habit 7. Align thought, word, and action. Intention alone changes nothing. We worship intention. I want to improve. I'm thinking about changing. I have plans. But a plan without action is fantasy. A Stoic doesn't fall in love with ideas. He measures himself by what he does. You can fill notebooks, watch videos, consume content, but if your routine doesn't change, your life doesn't change. In 2026, the question isn't what do you want, but what are you willing to do every single day for it? Machiavelli saw that luck favors the prepared and those in motion, not those who wait. So adjust the small things. When you sleep, what you consume, who you spend time with, how you manage energy and money. Peace doesn't come from belief alone. It comes from acting in line with what you believe. Habit 8. Learn to say no without guilt. Every forced yes is a betrayal of yourself. You're exhausted not just from what you do, but from all you agree to against your will. Saying yes to unwanted commitments. Listening to draining venting. Solving problems that aren't yours. Rearranging your life so no one gets upset. Then you wonder why no one takes care of you. Truth is, you taught people you're always available. A Stoic knows time and energy are finite, precious resources. Machiavelli saw, always accessible, always losing value. In 2026, you need fewer excuses and more boundaries. I can't. I don't want to. Not now. That doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you an honest one. Whoever is offended by your limits was never worried about your well-being, only your availability. Habit 9. Use pain as fuel, not as identity. Pain is inevitable. Stagnation is optional. Rejection, loss, disappointment, failure, everyone goes through it. But not everyone does the same thing with it. Some turn their story into a prison. I am like this because of what happened. Others use it as a turning point. A Stoic doesn't stay stuck on why me. He moves toward what now. Machiavelli saw adversity as both test and opportunity to strengthen character. What didn't break you can make you more aware, more firm with what harms you, more selective with who you allow close. In 2026, you don't need to deny your pain. But you must stop living inside it, acknowledge it, learn from it, create new boundaries. Move forward. Habit 10. Become unrecognizable. Real transformation doesn't ask for attention, it demands it. True change isn't a show. It's daily construction. It starts in quiet decisions. Not replying, not insisting, not going back, not explaining, not distracting yourself. One day, you notice you no longer react like before. You no longer chase those who don't want you. You no longer prove your worth to those who refuse to see it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It's a waste of time to argue about what a good person should be. The point is to be one." That's what makes you unrecognizable to those who knew your older self. Some will call your silence strange. Others will name your focus coldness. Some will walk away because they can no longer benefit from the weaker you. That's fine. In 2026, less noise, less reaction, less need for approval. More focus, more silence, more truth. If you've made it this far, you're already in a small group. People who don't run from reflection and don't quit halfway. If this connected with you, subscribe to Stoic Spring and turn on notifications. With every new video, you reinforce the habit of protecting your peace and growing in maturity, one step at a time. Share this with someone who needs less noise and more direction, even if they'd never say it aloud. And if you're truly committed to making 2026 different, write in the comments, "Focused and silent in 2026." Let that be your daily reminder. From today forward, you choose to protect your focus, honor your silence, and become someone your old self would barely recognize.